Welcome to Talkin Football. Hope you had a good Christmas and we're all on to the Boxing Day matches. A couple of games off, but we've still got on with the rest of them. Plenty to keep us occupied and keep us busy and keep us making money in the betting world. Always good to see the fixtures on Boxing Day and running right through now. It's a great time for the Premier League. Scotland's going to have a wee break, but as just a quick one on to Scotland, Celtic, the brilliant team Celtic, the Lisbon Lions, what a team. But St Mirren held them to 0-0. Brilliant. They win the League Cup. Scraped through against Hibs, to be honest with you. 0-0 with St Mirren. Unbelievable. Not to worry, Ange's got his work out there. And as I say, Scottish football in the past has always thought they could live in the Premier League. They've got the supporters. Didn't take it away for the Celtic and Rangers supporters. They could live in the Premier League. No problem. But as far as the teams are concerned, they'd probably be better playing Salford City. That would be about the limit at the present moment. Or Tranmere Rovers or something like that. So anyway, on to the EPL. Dr. Klopp, he's into everything now. He's a COVID doctor. He's telling everybody how they should be refereeing. He should be the fourth official, the VAR, picking his team, running Liverpool. He's doing a great job, isn't he? He's doing absolutely everything. I think he's just concentrating his team. He's got a good team there and he's doing well. So just stop the distractions. We know you're there, Jurgen. We don't need you on the television every 5 minutes giving your opinion on everything. So just get on with your job and keep Liverpool going how they're going. You scraped through against Leicester, to be honest with you. A bit unlucky for Brendan Rodgers, got to feel for him. But moaning at the referees and that, you should know by now that'll never ever come out in your favour because they're a tight-knit group and the decisions will just get worse and worse and worse. It's as simple as that. Conte, great result for him at Tottenham, 2-2, brilliant. Good heart in his team there, they worked hard. Kane was back on song. And Son as well, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, it could have been 3 or 4 nothing at half time for Tottenham. And they were paid for missing their chances in the end. But still, they'll be delighted with that. And Dele Alli, you got to feel for him. You thought he'd scored, but great save with the goal. At first, I thought he'd just missed it, but what a save! Great touch for Alisson, brilliant save. And so that was a good game to watch. Great game, so fast flowing in the first half. It was really just a spectacle for the EPL and just what it's all about, to be honest with you. And we need these decisions, and I'm not going to say you got them right or got them wrong, but when you look back at other things on Twitter that people are putting in pictures of tackles that have went in the past and not been punished, and some that were punished, it all comes out in the wash, to be honest with you. And it always will. And you'll never change a referee's decisions. That's one thing for sure. Pep, we know you're there. You don't need to keep coming out and trying to keep up with Klopp, telling them that your players need a rest and you're awfully tired and things like that. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are working in the UK there now that are awfully tired, but they've got to go to their work on Monday morning and are not getting 100 grand put in their bank every week. So I think you're there for entertainment. You're there to work for the fans. The whole thing goes, you've got a busy wee spell. You knew it was coming. We didn't sneak the fixtures up on you. The fixtures are out at the start of the season. Just organise your squad of players. Maybe put 4 of your young boys in. Let's have a look at what young players are coming through academies and things like that. This is what it's all about, and I'm sure footballs would love to see that happening. Some of these young players getting a chance to play along beside the big names. So we don't want to hear your moaning because we all work as well and we've all got a living to make. But I'll tell you one thing, we're not getting 100 grand every week. So just you get on with your job there. Don't you need to come out against Klopp. We know you're still the Man City boss, and just you keep doing your job there. West Ham, are they going stale? Could be going stale. That Bowen, is he? I don't know. Bowen, he's a good player, but is he? If you're going to be in the top 4 and that's your expectations, is that the sort of player you've got to have in your team? I'm not quite convinced about that. And Declan Rice, is he ready for a move? I think he is. I think he's ready to go. And I don't know, but they should still get the job done this weekend against the Saints because they're a bit up and down, to be honest with you. Southampton, funny side this year. But Man City, 1.2. Would you be betting them at 1.2 against the Rodgers side? They got 3 against Liverpool. I know the teams are changing and the selection are shorter and that, but Rodgers says he's short on players, but still got a good result at Liverpool considering the circumstances. And 17.5 to 1 away from home he is. And Crystal Palace just got a result there no long ago. So wouldn't be tempting me in, but I'd just rather watch the game. But Rodgers is a boy that can put the tactics on the field and could get a result. And that'll be interesting to watch that one, especially at the prices. But tight. Spurs would play every day if they could at the present moment, I think, because they're starting to get Conte's got them ticking, he's got them playing, a couple of goals, that's what they want, put the ball in the net. Kane scored, Kane's back, he'll start scoring now. Kane will start his wee run, and is he going to get his move to Man City? I don't know. The Man City to me are lacking a centre forward, as are Chelsea, but Chelsea's excuse is their injuries. But I think Man City could really do with somebody just stand that penalty box and tap it in, you know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Harry Kane, if he gets his move or whether he just sits it out now at Spurs and that's him. And I would think that they've got to have a test against Crystal Palace. I think they'll come out on top there, but I think Crystal Palace will run them the full 90 minutes, and they've already got an away game coming up as well for Southampton, so they should be looking at a good couple of games. And as I say, Kane started to score, and a couple of Kane goals should be enough to see them through. And Crystal Palace, I can tell you, they'll already have their eye on the Norwich game. They'll already be thinking, oh, we need 3 points against Norwich as opposed to the Tottenham game, even though Tottenham a bit of a London derby. And but I think Palace will be more interested in the game next coming up rather than the Tottenham game at the Boxing Day. So we've got Norwich. I'd say they are down and out. Goodbye. Another season. You've had a yo-yo game. A massive game coming up for Arsenal. Arteta's got them ticking. They got in the League Cup semi-final. Brilliant. Great to see. And he's got a big game to follow back into the Norwich game, because he's going to Wolves, and Wolves, they've got a bit of rest. Good side, Wolves, starting to play well. Their manager, I think they got a struggling draw, or did they do it at Norwich a couple of weeks ago, but since then they've been playing well. Hard team to beat now, and it'll be interesting to see how Arsenal fare against them after what should be a victory against Norwich. But we'll just have to wait and see how Arteta goes, and of course we're waiting to see the selections. But as I say, young players coming through. Good to see some of the Arsenal young players coming through. Brilliant to see the Arteta's bled them in the right way, and they're starting to come through. So it's really quite good to see that Arsenal are now back to the form that keeps them in the top half of the league and keeps them challenging up there for that European place, because that's what we all want to see. We want to see 6 and 7 and 8 teams challenging up there. Alright, maybe 2 of them are going to win the league, but we want to see the European places chased for and run down right to the end of the season. Villa and Chelsea, that'll be a good game. Tuchel needs his front men playing, because these guys that he's banging in, and Werner just looked like he was going to start scoring goals for a change, and all of a sudden he's injured, goodbye, and Lukaku's been in and out, and I've seen an interesting comment as have Chelsea bought the Lukaku that played for Man United, so it's maybe interesting there. He needs to get himself back, get himself fit, get himself organised, get himself scoring goals, and Werner obviously has got opposition for that front spot, and whether the two of them can play together is a different story. But he will only want to drop any more points, and Villa will take anything that's available, and that's a definite game where Steve Gerrard, he's lost against the top 2. Will this be a hat-trick losing against the top 3? He'll not want to do that. He'll be looking for a draw if possible, and it'll be a hard-working draw if he can get it. And Villa are going straight into the Leeds game, and they'll be wanting to take something for Leeds, knowing that Rafaelina's gone to Bayern Munich, so they've lost their star man. He's going in January. I wouldn't imagine he would play. He might be sub, give him a cameo if how the results going, but I wouldn't think he would want to push himself and get injured before he went to Bayern Munich in January. So I would think that Villa will be heading to this Leeds game to get back on winning tracks, or at least get 2 draws out of the 2 games coming up to keep a strong feeling in the squad. But great to see the big move for the boy going to Bayern Munich. And the German managers are coming this way, and the EPL players are going that way. It's a funny thing to see, but interesting. And the Brazilian guy does look good, and we'll have to watch his progress. Always interesting, because we had Greenwood was supposed to be going to Bayern Munich. I've seen a couple of snippets on, but obviously that's dried up. And of course you've got Jesse Lingard. Lingard's obviously wanting to stay his contract so that he can always say he was always loyal to Man United and nobody will ever say that to him. I think that could be a bad move for him. I think if I was Lingard, I'd be gone in January. I'd be off. Fighting for my place or no, I would be off, because they obviously didn't want him and there's no contract being offered, and I would be, if you're not wanted, you shouldn't stay and take the wages. But football's changed nowadays, big wages, you're not going to turn down no wages and go and sign somewhere else for less or whatever. And unless there was a really good deal came in, I think he will see his contract to say that he was loyal to Man United for his whole career. And that's just how he wants to be, and that's him. Brighton and Brentford, nice game. Brighton flat to deceive for me. They get booed at home now and everything. And let's be honest, Brighton are probably should be delighted to be able to stay in the top half of the bottom half, if you know what I mean, in the Premier League. But they've got big ambitions maybe, and hopefully they can get this game buzzing. Brentford, nice side to watch and like to attack, and I've got a good forward flowing play going. But I think that could be a good game, and I would think that if the fans stop booing, maybe Brighton could come out on top there, or at least get the draw. Newcastle, oh my God, I can't believe how bad Newcastle are. And to think that suddenly this boy Maximilian and Shelvey and Richie and Fraser are all going to become good players are rubbish. Simple as that. Newcastle are rubbish. And Man United, if they can't put 2 or 3 goals past Newcastle, I would be very, very surprised. And even although Man United have scraped through against Norwich and Crystal Palace 1-0, 1-0, I would think that surely they're strong enough to beat a Newcastle side that's poor. But this is a Newcastle side that will have they'll be treating this as a cup final. January transfer window's open. There's already a few of them will know that they're not going to be carrying on in Newcastle because the big money's there, and surely changes come. They didn't want to go to the first division, the Championship, and then have to come back up again. I would think that they would want to stay in the bottom half of the league and then build for next season. But I would think that Man United should come out on top there, especially if the French contingent stop making trouble there. Yeah, Martial, I think he's gone as well. If Seville was his latest sunny weather over there, and I can't blame him. And Pogba, I don't know what's happening with Pogba. We'll see what happens when he comes back into the team, and if Rangnick can get him sorted out and get him playing for him, because no doubt he's a good player, but we'll have to wait and see how he fits into the plans of the German. So interesting to see what happens, and I just like watching Ronaldo running about nowhere to close anybody down, because everybody's saying he's closing people down now, and he did make a few against Norwich, but as I said in the last Talking Football, what's his name, Fernandes ran past him about 10 times to get to Ronaldo's man. But it was interesting. So this weekend, probably in the games coming up, I would have a go at 16 bets. I would be looking for a couple of draws in here, because if there's depleted squads, you're getting your odds of 3.85 multiplying up and things like that. So if you're a 2x2x2x2, 8 bets, 4 games, so that's 16 lines. You'd be looking at West Ham in the draw, Spurs in the draw, Chelsea in the draw, and Brighton in the draw. That would be the 4 that I would think that won't lose this weekend. And taking the draw, you're hoping to get 2, maybe 3. That would be superb. We have had 4 in the past draws. And the bankers, you've got to go with Man City, Arsenal and Man United. 2.59, the old 6-4. But a bit short, and there's always a draw for the bookie in there usually. But that would be the way I would play this weekend. So it's going to be a busy time, so make sure you enjoy your football. And as I say, the mighty Glasgow Celtic 0-0 with St Mirren, and that makes Celtic 6 points behind Rangers in the EPL for 2 teams that reckon they could play in the EPL. I doubt it very much, but like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications, and you'll get all the videos as they come out. And always remember, have respect for winners and losers. It's your money, it's my money, it's everybody's money, and I'll speak to you next week.